Radio, where we what? Be voicing the gospel. I'm your homeboy, E-Love, the resident comedian, doctor of funny, but I can't do this by myself. They wouldn't allow me. The SEC would shut me down. So I got to have a balanced crew that's going to help me rock the mic tonight. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to go over. We only have a short amount of time to do so. So no other than let's go ahead and move forward. We got my brother, the one and only. He been bringing that word. So we call him Dr. Preach. Little Brown. Preach. What's up, homie?
Man, what's going down? As Kiba would say, the check's in the mail when you intro like that. This is another great show with the 108 Praise Radio, where, of course, we'll be voicing the gospel. And this is your boy, Preach Elder Brown, and we have a great show lined today. And I'm so glad to be working with you, man. But who else we got working with us? We got somebody rocking with us?
Yeah, we can't do this by ourselves. The lady that put this whole thing together, they got to balance it out. We can't have two strong brothers. So the visionary of this radio show, and she has a magazine with it as well. The one, she's not only a great friend, she is my manager, and she's a boss lady, or do you say a boss chick? Put your hands together for the one and only Lakeba Wallace, Dr. Pastor Lakeba Wallace is in the building.
In the building. Hey, what is up, Radio Land out there? I thank y'all so much for just taking another opportunity to be a part of the Living Day by Day show. And, you know, I really like that name because that's exactly what we do. We are living day by day. And can I tell you, as you live day by day, God is just bringing blessings day by day, prosperity day by day. He is bringing elevation, increase day by day. I know we only have a short amount of time, but before I got on the air today, God spoke to me. And the word for today is don't give up. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how many people might be against you. I don't care how you are feeling today. Well, I do, but, you know, the enemy can't win. It doesn't matter how things are looking for you right now, because if you believe in the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, because guess what? Beside him, there is none other. So it don't really matter what people say. It don't even matter what they think about you. It don't even matter if you're out here all by yourself, because guess what? They ain't got to be on your side, because as long as you got the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings on your side, that's enough. So the word for the day is don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. Continue to keep your trust in God, because God, yes, guess what? Is able to do all things but fail. I felt that in my spirit today.
Oh, yeah.
I got up this morning, y'all, and God just really unctioned me, I like that word, to just really, really pray. And, you know, you start kind of walking around and, walking the floor, if you will. And then I tell you, the Holy Ghost just got in. I got to say it like that. And I had to really just pray for some things and some people and myself and all of that, and financing and all of that, because, the enemy is always trying to do something. But I tell you, when you got God on your side, it don't even matter. So for all the haters out there, all the enemies out there, all the enemies you may have out there, and all the haters you might have out there, don't give up, because I tell you, God never fails. And guess what? God never loses. He has never lost a battle yet. And he's not going to start losing with the situation that you're going through right now. This is Elder Lakeba Wallace, and yes, you are tuned in to the baddest show, the hottest show in the nation. Of course, that's the Living Day by Day show. I call it the LDB, right here on 108 Praise Radio, where we voice the gospel, guys, every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. You might be saying, it's not 8 o'clock where I'm at. I know that. We're on Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are, if you're not on Eastern Standard Time, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, make sure you tune into the Living Day by Day show every Thursday. But we're going to get into some hot topics. Is that what we're going to do real quickly? Or we have a guest. Maybe we need to go ahead and get situated for our guest that's coming on. I'm excited about the guest that's going to be joining us tonight. Not going to intro him. I'm going to give him the opportunity to just really talk to you and tell you what God is doing in his life and all the great things and the elevation and all of that. I know you've been hearing this, that, or the other, but God is blessing. I promise you, even when the devil is messing, God is still blessing. And this young man is definitely someone who exemplifies the blessings of who God is and the blessings of what God can do. So we're excited, guys. We're excited to just be able to connect with like-minded Christians and like-minded people who God are really, really using to just elevate and take up and just explode and expand and all that great stuff. So you are in for a treat tonight, guys. Make sure that you Facebook somebody and tweet somebody, Instagram, do whatever you need to do and let them know that's the Living Day by Day show, guys. I know you thought we wasn't coming on, but God is good. The Living Day by Day show is on right now. So spread the word and let them know to tune in now. What's up, Preach Elder Brown?
Well, you know, it is amazing, and I had to say amazing, not amazing. It's amazing individuality up in this piece because God is always doing great things for us here at the show. And just as Elder Lakeba said, listen, guys, it's going to be a great show on today. You probably thought, hey, where are they? Listen, we were working things out so we can get in line for you. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what God is doing. And just to piggyback on what you're saying, hello, haters. We need to let you know we see you. And if we see you and you see us, we doing good. Don't worry, guys. If your haters are watching you, they need to know who they looking and who they hating. So don't worry about your haters. You'll have plenty of them. God still got your back.
Yep. Well, let's go on and jump into these hot topics, y'all. Hot topics. The hot topics are brought to you by we gonna keep going strong. Let your haters be your motivation. So let's jump right into it right now before we bring on our special guest. We're super excited about that as well. So the hot topic, man, so much going on in the news. I know y'all all heard about the passing of Aretha Franklin. And she had her gold casket. Right now, they took the reception. I think the actual funeral, the private funeral is going to be tomorrow. But right now, her body's being where you can see it if you're in that area. I think it's Mississippi. I'm not sure. The area where she grew up in, you can actually get an opportunity to see it. It's at one of the churches. She has this nice red dress on. Her shoes, you can see. They showed a picture of her legs with her nice red shoes she had on, and she has a gold casket. She's like, I'm doing it up. I'm going out the way I want to. So she said she got a gold casket and everything. It was beautiful. So we got the passing of Aretha Franklin, man. Come out someone that's a legend with so much music. Some things I didn't know. I didn't know she could play the piano. She was classically trained. Voice range is like crazy. It was just ridiculous of how well she sang and how many songs she had. What do you think?
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, Aretha Franklin is a legend among legends. Definitely.
Right.
I used to listen to her father, C.L. Franklin, and man, I mean, just a powerful family. So yeah, definitely condolences to that entire family.
Yeah. And then also we had in passing Senator John McCain. We all know that he ran for president. He died of brain cancer, but man, he went out the way he wanted to as well. He had it already set up. I think him and his wife took the time for the whole entire this year to hang out with one another. He was surrounded by family and friends, and nobly he already said who he wants to do what, how he wanted his funeral to be. So he said he left with being at peace of mind. And, everything was prepared, the way that he wanted to go. I have to say this, with both of these people in their passing, everything was prepared. They had everything set up. And that just made me think like, man, I don't know. I don't have everything set up. I ain't got no coffin picked out. I don't have, I got life insurance, stuff like that. But I don't have like that stuff set up. I only know my parents have stuff like that set up. So to know that they have, he had all those things set up, and just notably he did to specify 2 people he did not want to come to his funeral.
Who's the 2 people? Who them 2 people?
He said Donald Trump don't show up, and his running mate, Sarah Palin, was told did not get an invite because his funeral was invite only. And then in Arizona, they gave out tickets to 1,000 some odd tickets to regular people. You know, besides just his family, he wanted people that because that's where he called home. He's like one of the Arizona Cardinal. I'm saying the name wrong. The Arizona football team. One of the players knows him very well. He's supposed to be speaking. George Bush is speaking as well as Obama. So
okay, go back. Go back.
He said he didn't want. Yeah,
he didn't want him to go.
He didn't want Trump. This is the third time Trump has been snubbed at a funeral.
Wow.
I don't know if anybody know that. And then the one that's most shocking is Sarah Palin. That was his running mate, and so he was he was basically said that he didn't want them to come. So that's very weird.
So what happens if a person show up at a funeral where they were told you can't come? I mean, is it like a concert? They lock you in, and you can't come in. They lock the doors, call the police.
You know what? I can't.
I would say yeah, but you do that at you got two different type of funerals, right? All right, so we're gonna call it like we see it. You got one that's where it's all proper and prim. You got one where everybody's crying and snotting and want to jump in the casket. So
wow,
this is the proper and improper one. They're probably like, hey, you can't come in. Plus, Trump ain't gonna show up anyway because that's extra security that you got to already have on top of that security, and you got to have a security clearance for him to make sure that he can come anyway. And you can't have that many. You can't have that many presidents and stuff there for that. So that's just crazy.
We can't.
So
yeah. Thank you. Next hot topic, Eric.
All right, so let's move on. So our last hot topic, I love this one right here. Man, if you're not voting when it's getting ready to come up, make sure if you're in the Georgia area, you have the beginning of we're in September right now. Beginning of September to make sure that you are registered to vote, because right now, history has shown that right now we have an African American man and an African American woman that are running for governor of Atlanta and in Florida.
Oh,
I will repeat it and say it again. Right now, we have Stacey Abrams, who's potentially could be the governor of Atlanta. First of all, she's a woman and she's African American. No one has been a governor for Atlanta for Georgia. Excuse me, I want to say Atlanta for Georgia. But then you got Mr. Gillum could be opportunity to be the governor of Florida. So they're making first strides. They're actually the first African American people to be nominated for their party, for the Democratic Party. So this is going to be a great race. So it's a lot of things are at stake when it comes to those types of things. So you make sure that if you want your voice to be heard, you need to vote. I mean, if you're not going to vote, like they say, shut up. If you don't have no opinion, and then make sure that you're voting. You got so many things that are on stake, like the stand your ground rule. You got all these different things with taxes. You got all these different things that are not just those people are on the ballot, but other things that are on the ballot as well. But those are my hot topics. I know we got a special guest on, and I know the hot topics are quick, but we wanted to say, man, if you got any questions about the hot topics, or you got hot topics yourself, reach out to me. You can reach me on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. Present your hot topics to me, and you know what? They may appear. Once again, this is your hot topics. Brought to you by. We gonna keep on going on. So Lakeba, Elder Brown, who's our special guest?
You know what? I wish we had time to dive into them hot topics because you cray for real. Yeah. So we have a special guest that is going to be on the Living Day by Day show. Y'all know we do nothing but bring the best of the best. Typically at this time, we dive into a break, but we're going to go ahead and bring our guest on. I'm excited to be able to have this guest just be a part of what God is doing here on the platform of the Living Day by Day show. I promise you're going to be in for a treat. So if you're out there, you've seen the flyer, you already know this amazing young man's going to join the platform of the Living Day by Day show with myself, Preacher Elder Brown, and comedian E. Love. So without further ado, it brings me great pleasure to present to some and introduce to others for the very first time here on the Living Day by Day show, none other than Mr. Antar Muhammad. How are you, sir?
Hello. I'm wonderful. How are you all?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing
we
great.
often like.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, we like to go on a break sometimes and give you a disclaimer to let you know that we're a little, we're a little crazy. So I'm hoping that you could just kind of vibe with us.
Yeah, I dialed in early, so it's all good. I can hang with it. Let's go. I can be crazy too.
Yeah, I like the fact that they said that we crazy. They normally just say me, but I like the fact that they say we crazy. They going to embrace my craziness, and they embrace it. So now we crazy.
Yeah. So
we all have to embrace our craziness, right? Right. That's a good one.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Living Day by Day show. I want you to just kind of talk a little bit to the listeners and the supporters of our show, who you are, and exactly all the great things that God has done in your life. But first, let's just get the audience acquainted with Antar Muhammad.
Absolutely. Thank you so very, very much. I am Antar Muhammad, the chief armor bearer for Bishop T.D. Jakes. Have been in this role for approximately 13 years now. And reality is I actually started volunteering at the church when I joined some 21 years ago. And, through my faithfulness of just volunteering and helping out and whatever area I was needed to, Bishop Jakes took an eye to my faithfulness and I began to volunteer in his office, and then a position became available, and I was able to go ahead and apply for it and was accepted for it and became his assistant in 2010 and full-time. Previously in 2005, I was volunteering in his office, but in 2010, I became his full-time armor bearer, chief adjutant, executive coordinator, as my formal title says. And we've been going ever since, all over the world. And I feel, really favored of God to have this opportunity to serve under such a great man of God, and even to, have an opportunity to be on with you all and share what God has done in my life right now.
Well, this is comedian E-Love. Now, for those who are that are in the world and may not know what an armor bearer does or the role that takes on, what does that actually mean that you do?
Well, in the Bible days, it would really be, somebody to help out the general or the higher in command, and as the title indicates, carry his armor for battle, and just really kind of be there as a minion, as it were, to protect and serve him and make sure that he has what he needs. Now that has really taken on a life of its own, and now we don't necessarily carry just a Bible or just a sword or a shield. Now some people may still do, but that's a topic for a different day. But mostly generally, my role is really, in layman terms, my role is his assistant. And, in different worlds, we go into Hollywood, you go into the talk show world, I would use the term a PA, assistant, or, executive coordinator when we go into, the business community. But in layman's terms, I'm his assistant, making sure that things function as we had planned them to function, and making sure things are flowing properly, and making sure that he's on schedule and that everything logistically is as we had planned.
Nice.
That's good. This is Preach Elder Brown. We are so grateful to have you on the show and listening to all the numerous things that you do with the help of the Potter's House and Bishop T.D. Jakes. But you're also a author. So tell us about your book, because I know our listeners are like, man, he does this, he does that, and he has something I can read. So tell the people about the book. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. The book is called Hardcore, Heartcore, Hardcore. And the subtitle is Effective Leadership Starts with the Servant's Heart. In doing this role, I see a lot of people who are enamored with the title of a leader and who love to have titles, but don't necessarily have the heart
of that title.
Uh-oh.
And so it really dawned on me that there are a lot of people who love to wear the title of a leader. But if you want to be effective and if you truly want to lead, you must have the heart of a servant. Because the reality is, anybody who you lead, you are really a servant of the entire organization, the entire team, the entire department. You cannot lead and be effective if you just simply give orders, but your people must feel that you're in the fight with them. They must know that your directives come from a thoughtful place. They know that your directives come from a place that you have considered everyone and everything that is going to be affected by your rule. And that really starts with the heart of a servant. It's not the heart of a dictator. It's the heart of a servant. Anybody can have a title, but the reality is, if you're going to be effective, you must indeed have the heart of a servant and the heart to serve.
Right.
Everybody wants to be served, but the reality is, you must have the heart to serve.
Wow. And that's important that you say that, because it gives us that idea of there is a heart. There has to be a heart. You can't be doing it for the money. You really have to have a heart for the people. And speaking of people, I want to dive into, I'm looking at your bio, and speaking of people, tell us about the organization called Dads United.
Dads United is an organization that I birthed out because I was concerned there are a lot of great dads out there who never really truly get the recognition that they need and that they deserve. And they don't, not only the recognition, they don't get the encouragement that they really need. Because there are a lot of great dads out there who don't feel great because they don't know what great looks like. And here's the reality. There are a lot of great dads out there, especially in the African-American community, who were not raised with fathers. So you think that issue or a problem or a process you're going through now is abnormal, but the reality is that may be normal for where you are. And so I want to tell those dads, if you may be feeling low, if you may be feeling like you're not making a difference, to hang on in there. Keep your head up, brother. There's a brighter day ahead. You do matter. You as a man, you matter. You're more than a checkbook. You're more than the ATM machine. You're more than a taxi cab or Uber. You matter as a man, as an individual. I believe in you. There is somebody who believes in you, and there is somebody who believes in what you are doing, and that's being a father to your children. Stepchildren, whether you have grandkids or whoever, there's somebody who believes in you, and I wanted to make sure that the world saw that good dads do exist.
Man, just one more question from me, because I'm so excited when you say what you're talking about being a father. So the book that you wrote, what do you want? What's the overall thing that when they read the book that you want them, the person that reads it, you want them to walk away with?
Well, there are so many things that they can really walk away with. There's 3 chapters that I really love. I love the whole book. And I didn't make it a long read, but there's a chapter called Do Not Shine, Serve. And it's all about making sure that your service is on display and not you. There are a lot of people who are so busy trying to get them on stage that the service has to take a back seat. But the reality is, I did not get to the place I am, and nor did anybody else who achieved any greatness by them being the center of attraction. It was what they did that brought them to the limelight. And and they just happened to be have it in their body. That makes sense. So here's an example. When you come into the room, what comes in the room? Is it service? Is it love? Is it a comfort? Is it just somebody who can take control and take over a chaotic situation that just happens to be in your body? When you come in the room, I see your service before I see you. But so many people are trying to get themselves on stage that now by the time I get to know you, I don't want to get to know the service. because the you're trying to make me see has irritated me to the point where I'm no longer interested in what you provide.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's one thing, and I'll be quick. There's another one that is really sweeping the nation. It's called Heart versus Desire. And that's talking about knowing the difference between what's in your head and what's in your heart. And the major difference is there are a lot of people making great, big decisions out of their head, out of their emotions, out of their desires, but it's their heart that has to be the one that's broken. I'll give you an example. You make a major decision to move, to quit your job, to quit this person, to date this person, to do something, and then it does not go the way you thought it would go in your head. Now you try to move on, you try to move your head, and your body has no choice to follow, but it's your heart that's broken, and it's your heart that's laying in the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, wondering why that did not work the way you thought it would in your head. That's because it was never supposed to happen. You moved out of your head when your heart told you don't do it again. And there are so many people making major decisions out of their emotions, but not listening to the heart, to their core, to who they really are.
Wow. This is Elder Lakeba and Thurs. We thank you so much for just dropping wisdom on our listeners and the supporters of the Day by Day show. We thank God for that. I mean, we're always really in prayer about who to bring on to the show, because it's not just about airing the show and somebody coming on and you're interviewing. So you're really hitting some heavy topics that are near and dear. But I want to take it back to your book. I really want to focus on the title. You know, oftentimes we go through things and we develop a title or a song based on our trial or our tribulation. So talk a little bit about how you came up, or how God really downloaded in you the title Hardcore.
Well, you know, it's a play on the word hardcore because, you know, I realize that there are a lot of people who are full, they're going at it, everything they got, not from who they are, but again, they're going at it from their head and their emotions. And this is really to say, you got to get down to your core. And if it's not in your heart, it won't last. It won't be effective. You'll know something is in your heart or in your core by you do it on accident. You don't even put a title on it. You call it life. Other people try to tell you what you're doing, and you don't have a title. It's just it's just who you are. You do it by accident. You don't even mean to do it. But somebody comes up to you and you start encouraging them. You don't even mean to. You're tired. You don't feel like it, but it leaks out of you. It oozes out of you. It's not even something that you felt like doing, but in your core, that's who you are. That's your core. But in your core is also your heart. And too many people are trying to do stuff out of their emotions because they want a quick thing. They want this instantaneous satisfaction, and they're not listening to their core of who they are. They're not examining their heart anymore. And you cannot convince me of something that is not truly who you are. And that's the reality. And that's what I wanted to get people to understand. You're trying to get me to believe something that's not truly who you are. And I know it's not who you are because you don't have to convince me of who you are. I should be able to tell it instantly.
Right.
And Thurs, we thank you so much for being a guest here on the Living Day by Day show. We want you to take a couple seconds and just tell the listeners how they can get this amazing, powerful, life-changing book entitled Hardcore.
Thank you so much for having me on this show. I really did enjoy it. The book, coincidentally, it is currently available on Amazon, BarnesandNobles.com, on my website, AntarMuhammad.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at AntarFM. The book, when it came out, sold out on Amazon within the first 3 hours. We have since restocked, and the book in the first 2 weeks sold over 3,500 copies. And so, you know, the book has people from all walks of life, from church life to I have entrepreneurs, I have business owners, I have CEOs and people who work for major Fortune 500 companies saying that if they had the book when they had started the managerial process, they may have avoided some of the pitfalls. So it's not just the church book. It's really a book for anybody who really wants to manage life and really wants to get things together, because I also have a title called Details Matter. You can't be effective and careless at the same time, but that's another subject.
Right. So if someone's out there and they want to get in contact with you, maybe have you come somewhere and talk about your book or be able to provide this book that is changing lives to their congregation, how can they do that?
Sure. You can email me, Antar, FM1, ANTAR, FM1, Frank Michael 1 at gmail.com. And again, you can follow me on Instagram at AntarFM as well. Same thing on Twitter.
Well, we thank you so much for being a guest and just hanging out with us right here on the Living Day by Day show.
I enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Be blessed. Well, guys, there you have it. I tell you, you always ask for, how can I change my life? How can I get empowerment? How can I be empowered? How can I, take some boss steps, some boss moves? Well, there you have it right there.
Right.
Our guest tonight was Mr. Antar Muhammad, the author of Heart Poor. It is definitely a book that is going to change your life. I mean, you heard what he said. The book is selling, so that means it is effective. The words that's on the paper that God downloaded in him, in his spirit, in his mind, in the pen, it is effective. So make sure that you get a copy of the book. And, if you're out there, you have a men's group or a women's group or, whatever kind of group you might have, the book would be a great read for the entire group. So make sure that you check out Mr. Antar Muhammad. We're going to go into a short commercial break, but we want you to make sure that you stay with us, come back with us, let somebody know at the Living Day by Day show, guys. We're airing live right here on 108 Praise Radio, where each and every Thursday we voice the gospel. Stay tuned. We're going into a commercial break, but we'll be coming right back.
Then Jesus said to those Jews who believed him, "If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set us free." Man, I can't live this lie no more. See, I was living a lie. Woke up and put a mask on my face, cause I was scared to be myself in this place. I was living a lie, doing what I could to fit in, just to prove that I was cool to all my friends. See, I was living a lie. Make songs about guns and selling drugs. Foolish to me to think that I was a thug. I was living a lie. Hey, see, I was living a lie. I was living a lie. Far from a prophet, borderline hypocrite. One foot in, one foot out. Self, what you playing with? Selfish little something coming up in my younger days. All about me, never focus on God's grace. I do like a superstar, I'm straight up to the spotlight. All about an image, perfect attendance every club night. Getting to the money, trying to stack a few ends. By telling lies to my friends, I'm just trying to fit in. And they said, we born to die, but through Christ, I'm bred to win. But every day I had to pretend, caught up in the world of sin. I'm lost in the game, I couldn't keep my head up. For the cause that Jesus paid, now it's time for me to man up. Slow up, hold up, stand up, and show my peers just what it is. It's more than life than having to settle, living it all in fear. When I gave it all to Christ and everything became so clear. I gotta tell the truth, the lies don't stop. I was right here alive. Woke up and put a mask on my face, cause I was scared to be myself in this place. I was living a lie, doing what I could to fit in, just to prove that I was cool to all my friends. See, I was living a lie. Make songs about guns and selling drugs. Foolish to me to think that I was a thug. I was living a lie. Hey, see, I was living a lie. Hey, I was living a lie. Not every day's the same old thing. I woke up, changed my clothes and changed my mask, look the same. Not conscious of my actions, living my life in vain. But I was afraid to be myself, I lived my life in shame. So me and my alter ego kinda made a partnership, cause I was raised in religion, no clue of a relationship. And in the world, if you do it, then you do it to death. But two wrongs don't make a right, but three rights so make a left. Then it's back to the beginning, like you got a second chance. And you always plan to fail whenever you fail to plan. I'm sick of going to circles, time for me to take a stand. Pull myself to safety, holding on to God's unchanging hand. See, my problem was I cared what other people thought of me. Now it's about how the Heavenly Father can really use me. So I made...
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Minister Lakeba Wallace, and I'm coming to tell you about the hottest magazine in the nation, guys. That's the Living Day by Day magazine, a magazine that's full of quality, a magazine that's full of content, and a magazine that will bring you an avenue of information, an avenue of education, and an avenue of inspiration. If you want to be featured in the magazine or you want to advertise in the Living Day by Day magazine, make sure you visit www.livingdaybyday.net, or feel free to hit me up on Facebook, on Twitter, or on LinkedIn, or feel free to send me an email at lakebawallace@aol.com. That's L-A-K as in Catherine, E-B like boy, A-W-A-L-L-A-C-E@AOL.com. No more waiting, guys. Get yourself a copy of the Living Day by Day magazine via www.livingdaybyday.net. Be blessed. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is...
Hey, guys, welcome back to the Living Day by Day radio show, where, of course, we be voicing the gospel here, also at 108 Praise Radio. Listen, guys, we always have great things happening here at the show. And if you have, let's say, hot topics, or maybe you have something you want to add or send in, listen, go ahead. Don't forget to contact Elder Lakeba Wallace here on Facebook. Also, you can contact me, Preacher Elder Brown, or if you got something funny, send it over to Mr. Eric Jordan, and we'll look at it, and hey, maybe what you have will air on the show. Also, I have a special announcement for all of you that do travel for the Unleashed Revival Tour. You are absolutely getting excited about it. I know, that's right. For 2018, we are going to do the Unleashed Revival Tour October 18th, 19th, and the 20th in the city of Elkhart, Indiana. You do not want to miss this great revival. You know, we do it big every single year, and it's going to be held in the city of Elkhart, Indiana. Mark your calendars for October 2018, 18th, 19th, and the 20th. It is going to be amazing. Look on the Facebook page of the Unleashed Revival Tour for more updates. This is your boy, Preacher Elder Brown.
I think, Eric, you have something coming up as well, right?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I ain't know that was my time to jump in. Just going to just say that thing. I thought you about to talk. You know, ladies first. I always want to make sure I don't want to jump in and step on nobody's toes. Because last time I did that, you knocked my head off. I ain't getting beat up twice. But yes, just want to let you know right now, if you are in the St. Petersburg area, I know we have some people listening from St. Petersburg. If you're there on September 14th, that's actually my wedding anniversary. My wife's going to be out there with me. I'm going to be part of the Truth of Life Ministries, brought to you by Miss Victoria. This is the fall comedy show and business expo. So we got a lot of funny people that's going to be there. We got a singer, Justin Aaron, the opening act, Scott Skipkin is going to be there. MC Omar Paisley is going to be there as well, hosted by Miss Victoria. So you can see it at the American Stage Theater at SPC downtown. Boom, 6:30. Show starts right at 7.
Awesome. Some great events going down, guys. Make sure that you definitely connect with Elder Brown and the comedian E. Love Jordan. We thank you so much for tuning in to just another awesome broadcast of the Living Day by Day show. You know you can check out the Living Day by Day magazine via livingdaybyday.net. Again, we thank you for tuning in to the hottest show right here in the Atlanta area, but global. That's the Living Day by Day show every Thursday, guys, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on 108 Praise Radio. Again, we thank you so much for helping us voice the gospel. Remember, the word for the day is never give up on God. We love you so good right here on the set of the Living Day by Day show. Be blessed.